In today's video, I will be taking a look at my updated 2024 presidential election prediction between Jon Ossoff and Donald Trump. Jon Ossoff being the elected senator from the state of Georgia who won in 2020, and Donald Trump being the former president of the United States. So the safe states are currently already filled in on your screen. Now let's go to the likely states for both parties. Starting off with the likely states for Jon Ossoff: Oregon, Colorado, New Mexico, New Jersey, Delaware, District of Columbia, I'm sorry I did not fill that in, Illinois, and the state of Maine. Those are likely states for Jon Ossoff, and the state of Virginia. Now for Trump, he has the states of Kansas, Alaska, Texas, South Carolina, the state of Florida, the states of Iowa and Ohio in the likely Republican column, as well as that Maine 2nd Congressional District. That brings Trump 8 electoral votes ahead of Jon Ossoff, at 211 for the Democrat and 219 for the Republican. Now let's go to the states that are considered lean for both parties. Now the states that are considered lean for Donald Trump, first off is the state of Wisconsin. There's a lot of rural voters in the state of Wisconsin. They don't break for the Republicans 70-30 like in other states, but they do break for the Republicans about 62 to about 38. Now, the rural areas aren't as red, which would help the Democrats. However, there's a lot of suburban areas, exurban areas, that are very red in the state of Wisconsin, in the Waukesha suburbs, for instance. Thus, I would say that Wisconsin is a lean Republican state at this moment in time. Another state that's considered lean Republican is the state of North Carolina, neighboring the state of Georgia, which is the state where Jon Ossoff is from. Now, North Carolina is a state that typically votes Republican. It is very close typically in pretty much every single election. However, the Republicans are pretty much favored consistently in that state. I also think that this is pretty much it for Donald Trump. Now for Jon Ossoff. Ossoff should have a better Sunbelt appeal, but a worse Rust Belt appeal, as he is from the Sunbelt. Now the first lean Democratic state accordingly is the state of Georgia. Georgia is the state he's from, thus he might be more popular with the voters there, and he defeated David Perdue in his bid in 2020, comparably to Raphael Warnock, who, although won by a larger margin, went against the weaker Republican Kelly Loeffler. Now for the other lean Democratic state as well, the state of Minnesota obviously is in the lean Democratic column. It's a state that has an overrated black population. However, it's a state that I think Jon Ossoff could actually do pretty well in, despite being in the Rust Belt, and the state of New Hampshire as well in the lean Democratic column. Now I'm going to give first off Jon Ossoff the state of Arizona. Again, it's in the Sunbelt. Sunbelt states typically would favor someone like Jon Ossoff over someone like former President Donald Trump. Now for the state of Nevada, I do think that Trump is narrowly favored in that state. I do think so because the state of Nevada, though, has a pretty high Hispanic population. Those voters are trending away from the Democrats by a little bit, and that Biden only won the state by 2.4 points, and Catherine Cortez Masto in 2022 only won the state by less than 1%. Now for the state of Michigan, I do think that Ossoff narrowly favored there. I think that it's going to be a very close race, but Ossoff is still favored, as I think some of the areas like the Detroit suburbs, counties around such as Kent County, counties like Muskegon County should go pretty well for the Democratic Party. And finally, the state of Pennsylvania, I'll put this in the Democratic column. I think that Jon Ossoff is narrowly favored there, given that John Fetterman did win by an impressive 5% margin compared to what he was expected to win/lose by. And Nebraska second, I think this is a district that's trending blue, thus I'll give it to the Democratic Party. So thank you for watching this video. Be sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.